Hello, welcome to my presentation. This presentation is to fulfill the assignment in business opportunity creation. I'm doing master degree in UC Online, and the topic that is given is to explain effectuation principle and the application in the business that I'm currently in. So to give a little bit of background, I am currently working as a principal of secondary department in Temasek Independent School. So Temasek Independent School is quite a small school. It has international curriculum. It has Pearson at Excel curriculum. Now, Pearson at Excel curriculum comes from UK. And we been having this curriculum for the past, I can say 4 years, because before that, Temasek Independent School, uh, Temasek Independent School had Cambridge curriculum. So, and the reason that we switched from Cambridge international curriculum to Pearson Excel curriculum is basically the COVID forced us to switch, since the support from Pearson curriculum is more robust, is more ready, especially in the terms of digital transformation. And now that's a little bit of background of my position and a little bit of very short information about Temasek Independent School. Now, in this presentation, I would like to explain a little bit about the implementation of effectuation principle, specifically in the implementation of modular learning system in secondary department of Temasek Independent School. Okay, so let's start. So effectuation principle, actually there are 5 of them. The first one is birth in hand, basically is knowing who we are, what do we have, and who we know. So basically knowing ourselves and what resources that we have. That basically help us to evaluate ourselves. Yeah. And second is lemonade. Lemonade represent the amount of, well, not the amount. Lemonade represent the obstacle or the problem that we're going to have in life, since, as we all know, life is quite unfair. And wherever that life throw us, so curveball, etc., problems, we need to be able to turn that into opportunity. Yeah. Crazy quill is the third principle. Is basically the way that we create network with other people to help in our business. Yeah, to help building our business. So basically, we're creating this pre-commitment with other stakeholder to help is building our business. Affordable loss is the next principle. So basically, we need to know how much loss that our business can take without crippling it, without shutting it down, without losing our motivation. So basically, it's the amount of loss that we can bear without killing our business. And finally, Paladin plane. Paladin plane is the last principle. It basically said that everything that we can do now will help us to control what happens in the future. Yeah. So we need to always be proactive when it comes to creating opportunity. Yeah, looking things that we can do now to help us in the future. The creator of this effectuation theory is a professor. It's called Saraswati. Yeah. I believe that she is still a professor in the School of Business, one of the top university in US. Okay, so before I continue here, I want to explain this. So let's move back to principle number one, which is birth in hand. Well, the first principle is basically saying that we need to know ourselves. We need to explore our resources. We need to know who that we can contact, what is our expertise, etc., etc. Yeah, so we need to know skill, experience, and networks. And then after knowing all of the information, we can start taking initiative to build our business. So we don't need to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect situation, the perfect condition to do action. So I want to highlight this. So this principle teaches that opportunity are created rather than just happening. Yeah. So in terms of modular learning system, in Temasek, it's quite a unique learning system in a way that we basically observe, copy, and modify the learning system in university. So in university, as we all know, you can take any modules. Well, we call it module, but in university, they call it subjects. Yeah, so you can take any subject depending on your liking, depending on your expertise, depending on your learning speed, etc., etc. So basically, it's a very personalized and customized learning system, and we want to implement that in our secondary department. By the way, secondary department are from grade 7 to grade 12. In Indonesia, it's basically from SMP kelas 1 until SMA kelas 3. So the reason why we want to do this is because we want to give flexibility to our students. And also we recognize that every student is unique in terms of learning speeds. Some might take less time, some might take more time. And also another reason is that we want to give we want the students to take ownership of their learning, the students and the parents. And this is why the students are able to take whatever subjects that they need for their future. So for example, some students might not need to have very high level mathematics because he or she is going to take like art, for example, or business, for example. But some students might not need to learn, let's say, social studies that much, like for example, business or economic, etc., because they want to take engineering or mathematics or science subjects. So because the students and the parents are given options to choose their own future, they are able to take ownership of this, their learning. Okay, so in this principle, Temasek Independent School is forced to assess, especially the secondary department need to assess what kind of resources do we have. So we basically have a very competent team of teachers that know very well about the person at Excel curriculum. Yeah. And then we also have connection with the person at Excel itself. Yeah. So we have a quite close relationship with one of the country manager. And also we also have connection to the school trainer for Pearson at Excel. Yeah. We have academic directors who are very well versed in this modular learning system. Yeah, so we have two academic director. One of them is actually expert in uh, creating curriculum, understanding international curriculum, and he has helped us to shape the foundation for modular learning system, and that's very useful. What else? Well, so that's what do I have to explain that. Who do I know? Explain that as well. And who am I? I think I haven't explained that point quite clearly. So Temasek Independent School, again, is a very small school. In total, we have, I think currently we have about 130 students in secondary. Again, that's from grade 7 to grade 12. And in terms of number of students, it is tiny compared to other school. If you want to compare it to like other school in Bandung, like PPK Penabur or Primulya, which they have, I don't know, 4, 5, 600 students in from grade 7 to grade 12 or even more maybe. Yeah, we are very tiny. But that gives us a lot of freedom to maneuver into more personalized and customized learning. And that's always what we do. In the past, when the government forced every school to follow their way of thinking, their mindset by having this Kurtilas curriculum 2013, for example, we try to follow to the best of our ability. But at the end of the day, we just say, okay, enough is enough. Yeah. So we will follow your regulation when the government regulation makes sense to us. So we implement, I think we start implementing this project learning base. Yeah. Project-based learning. Project-based learning. Yeah. And that's one of our core program is called ILP. I will explain later. And now in Curriculum Merdeka, project-based learning is one of the core function or core part of the Curriculum Merdeka. So in a way that the government is following us, that's what we felt. And we felt very good about that. Okay. So I hope that looking at the future, because Bird in Hand is basically we want to create the opportunity itself in the future. We hope that there are other opportunities that we can create by having this modular learning system. Like for example, we can have a special pathway, yeah, for students who wants to go different career path, for example. So let's say we can have special pathway for students who wants to learn to go to medicine, for example, yeah, or kedokteran. Yeah, we have this special pathway for students who wants to be engineering, for example, or we can have this special pathway go to, I don't know, archaeology, journalist, law, for example, lawyer, all that stuff. That's a very open possibility. Huh? But it starts from this modular learning system. This is the foundation of the opportunity in the future. Second principle is the affordable loss. Now, affordable loss imply that the amount of loss of entrepreneur is willing and able to bear. Now, obviously, when we're creating a new learning system, we understand it was a very risky action. Not everybody will support this. And we need to limit the amount of well, like I said, that we need to limit the amount of loss or problem that we can handle. Now, we spend a lot of time and effort. I don't think we spend a lot of money because the investment has been made from the very beginning. Yeah, we have invest a lot in our books, for example, digital books, physical books, our computer system, all IT investment, I think is there. But in terms of time and effort, we spend quite a lot. Yeah, and there is there was a discussion between me and the members of academic board, so the school director and 12 academic director and all my vice principal basically discussed it. Okay, how far we want to take this modular learning system. If we want to take very far, then we need to prepare a lot of stuff from the very beginning, and probably we need to prepare for the transition between the normal system, traditional learning system to modular learning system. And I clearly remember during that discussion that one of the member of the academic board said that, okay, I think we should start small. Yeah, we should just start small. Let's start with some of the classes first. Yeah, so rather than taking this this new brand new learning experience, learning a brand new learning system from grade 7 to grade 12, we can start from grade 10 to 12 because they will benefit the most since they will need to adapt themselves to the system in university anyway. And that sort of makes sense. Yeah. That's basically half the amount of effort and time that we need to spend in this new learning experience for everybody. Yeah. So again, I don't think that we have spent a lot of resources in terms of financial. No, we don't. But yes, we spend a lot of time and effort because every subject, especially not especially, it's all subject in secondary department will be divided into different module, different amount of modules. So for example, in mathematics, yeah, um, I believe there are 8 different modules. In physics or in sciences, there are 6 different modules, etc., etc. And to create that module, the teacher, the subject teacher, need to spend some time and come up with the division from for each module. So if I can show a little bit about this, just give me a second. I believe I still have the file to show the amount of module for each subjects that might give you some idea about how much time and effort that we have spent in the preparation of these module systems. Second. Take this. What it is? Doesn't make sense. No, that's not. Share a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so this is the division of module. As you can see, we have split the module based on subjects. Yeah, offer subject, as you can see here on this table. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Foundation is basically from grade 7 to 8. IG is from grade 9 to 10, and GC will be from 11 to 12. As you can see, the no, sorry, foundation is from grade 7, IG is from 8, 9, 10, and GC for 11 and 12. And this is the framework of the module system for 2023 and 2024. So basically last academic year. Um, uh, at the beginning of the model system, we were thinking of let's try not to have, to have that big of shock to everybody. But last academic year, we made it everybody, yeah, which is from grade 7 to grade 12, to have this modular system. Yeah. So if I can explain a little bit. So we create a code, yeah, for the subjects. And then this is subject module. As you can see here, mathematics, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 15 modules just for mathematics. And the level, as you can see here, we have IG. So basically, foundation and IG, they're basically the same level. Yeah, so IG from grade 7 to 10, and then GC from 11 to 12. Yeah, and we have physics, chemistry, biology, etc., etc. So if you can see here, support program is basically for those students, especially who come from national school, that move to Temasek in secondary, who enter Temasek in secondary, whether it's grade 7, 8, 9, 10, does not matter. They immediately enter the support program if their English are not good enough. Yeah. Um, and as you can see here as well, the lower the code, so the MA 201, 202, 203, 204, the easier the material. Yeah. So let's say, for example, if I'm the student who I don't feel too confident about my ability in mathematics, I can just say, okay, I'm not very comfortable in mathematics. Rather than take a very complicated and very uh, hard mathematics subjects, I'm just gonna take like MA 203, 204, 205. Yeah, I'm not gonna even try in MA 301, 302, 303, etc. Um, and that's applicable for every single subject here. So if you can see, we have mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, and this as well. Now, the different color, so the orange means there are 4%, yeah, percent subjects, and this will be the national subjects. Yeah. And details, so each uh, module, we call it MA201, they have different name, and they have different topics and the resources. Now, this is where the majority of time and effort that each subject teacher spend. Yeah, they need to decide the division between each module. And I believe that we have spent about 8 months dealing with this. Yeah, and obviously there's back and forth between uh, the the academic director, the teachers, the principal, and sometimes we involve the students and parents as well. Yeah, and you might ask why not involve the teachers and students from the very beginning. Well, again, we in our mindset is that we need to prepare the module first, and then we are able to explain it to the parents and the students just in case they have questions, to give them some kind of idea how the modular learning system works. And And this is basically the pathway, blah, blah, all this stuff is everything here. Okay. Okay. And this is the document that I created to explain what is the modular system. So as you can see, there's a lot here. Yeah, so we have introduction, as I can say just now, the reason why we have this modular system. Yeah. And then we have framework, subject, etc., etc. Yeah, I think I have a lot of pages here. Yeah. And this document is basically created, yeah, and updated if there are any changes in the module system to act as a, I can say, archive the way that we think about the module system. Yeah. There might be some changes in the module system that need to be recorded in some way. Because if we don't record it, again, we might not understand why changes happen. We might forget, uh, and we might make mistake. And if we don't record it, we will again have the possibility to repeat it again in the future. So I was thinking, might as well make it the document. Yeah. Okay. So you might ask, so if they if they if the student can take whatever subject they want, whenever they like, then what about graduation? Okay, that's a fair question, and that's why we have this point system. Yeah. So the point system is basically saying that um to able to graduate from Temasek Independent School grade 12 and get your certificate, that you need to have a certain point. And the way that we award the point is basically if you take the Pearson International exam. So a little bit of background. Pearson and Cambridge, both of them are basically have similar. Well, it's basically they have the same. They're basically the same companies like Toyota and Honda. Yeah, so both of them can produce, manufacture car. Yeah, but they have different approach. So the difference between Pearson and Cambridge is that Cambridge is more old school. Yeah? They more traditional, they're more conventional. Basically, they like printed books, and all the material is basically printed copy. Yeah. While Pearson is more like digital. Every book that I have, my teacher have, all the teacher resource pack are available online. Yeah? And this make us easier for me and my teachers to prepare. Yeah. But both of them are basically the same. Yeah. So back again, Pearson and Cambridge host 3 exams per year. January, January, February, May, June, October, November. Yeah. In Temasek Independent School, we only have one international exam per year, which is in May, June. Yeah. So any students who wants to take Pearson international subject have to do it in May, June. Otherwise, they're able to take the exam, but not in our school. Yeah. We call testing center or exam center. So Temasek Independent School is one of the exam center or testing center for Cambridge and Pearson. Okay. So as you can see here, this is the point works. So if the students are taking one IGCSE subjects, it was 2 points. AS is basically half of A level is 3 points, and A level is 36 points. And this is how we break it down. So IG is 120 guided learning hours. So the amount of hours that the student need to spend with the teachers in the classroom. AS is 180, and A level is 360. So we can see here the ratio if we use 120 as the base ratio. So 120 equal 1, 180 equal 1.5, and 360 equal 3. That's why if we have the IG subject equal worth 2 points, AS will be worth 3 points, and A level will equal 6 points. Okay, so then what you might say, okay, how many points that they require now? How many points that they require in order for that for the students to graduate? Well, we again discuss it with the academic board, and the teachers and the student and parents. We believe that 18 points by the time they are in grade 12 should be enough. Yeah, so 18 points. That means that in order to graduate from Temasek Independent School grade 12, one student either take 9 IGCSE subjects, yeah, or only 3 A-level subjects. And you might ask, okay, that's not fair, isn't it? Because IGCSE, the nine IGCSE subjects and 3 A-level subjects. That's too many IGCSE subjects. And you, again, fair question. But the thing is, I need to explain the reason why. So according to our research, and we actually did this as a project, we compared the curriculum of Pearson and the national curriculum. We make that comparison, and based on our comparison, we are very confident saying that if you finish the IGCSE subject, it is equivalent or equal to the knowledge that you might learn when you finish SMA 3. Yeah. And the A level is basically the equivalent in the first and second year, first or up to second year of university. So that's different, because if you go to university, obviously the level of depth of the knowledge is completely different. Yeah, the amount of material that you learn also different. Yeah? So that is why we give different points depending on the difficulty of the examination as well. Yeah. Okay. Now, our recommendation, yeah, for student is to take 5 or 6, yeah, 5 or 6 IGC subjects that's equal between 10 to 12 points, and finish the rest with either 1 A level or 2 AS level. Yeah, so they make it easy for everybody. Okay. Now I will share back to this. Okay, so that's my rambling just now to explain it a bit. So, what kind of loss that we can afford? Well, the amount of loss that we are very that we were comfortable of losing is the time and effort. We treat it like an experiment, of thought experiment. So that's why we recorded everything in that document that I just showed before. Yeah. And the teachers were quite happy to participate in this experiment, because it also gives them a sense of ownership, yeah, and accountability, because they're the one who decide when the module is start and when the module is finished. So again, we were quite okay if the modular system failed completely. Nobody likes it. The system, crash and burn, all that stuff. We were completely fine. Now, lemonade. Okay. Well, not everything went smoothly, obviously. there are problem. And one of the biggest problem that we have is the scheduling. So in this third principle, refer to the uncertainty that the entrepreneur will face in life. You know? Well, again, like I said, one of the biggest problem in modular learning system is the scheduling system. We don't have a specialized software to create our schedule, so everything is done manually. Luckily, or I don't know, unluckily, I don't know. So fortunately, we only have about 130 students. Yeah. And most of our students are following, let's say, the path that they're supposed to go. Even though some students, especially in the upper grader, grade 11 and 12, move down to the lower modules, lower modules. And since they can take some subject, let's say I'm in the student of grade 11. My mathematics is bad. So I decide to take the mathematics for grade 8, for example. But my English and my science are okay. So I'm following the English and science in the grade 11, but my mathematics in grade 8. That creates problem because then now now the school need to match the schedule for 2 classes for me. So English and science following my grade 11 schedule, and just mathematics for grade 8. Yeah. The problem multiplies when there are more students with more variation. For example, again, I'm grade 12, my mathematics is bad, I'm taking grade 9. My science, let's say my physics is bad, I'm taking grade 10. My chemistry bad, I'm taking grade 7. My Bahasa is okay, I'm following. My biology is okay, I'm following the grade 12. So all that variation, all the permutation and combination create problem for us at the very beginning. I think we had spent at the beginning, again, I believe it was 2 weeks just to create the first iteration of the schedule. And that's only for 130 students. Then it is unimaginable for school that have more students and more complex modular system to handle this kind of problem with their scheduling without the help of the software. We try to approach some university whether they have this specific software for scheduling and etc. And most universities say they don't have. They did everything manually. Well, that sucks, but it is what it is. But because of, this is uncertain, we have problem in our model system, it gives us opportunity to negotiate with the student and parents. So there was one case where student, the schedule really cannot accommodate the needs of the student. So the student if I'm not mistaken, one student, her mathematics wants to go down to lower module, grade 8, for example, and then chemistry, either chemistry or physics, she wanted to move to grade 10, and the rest she wanted to stay in grade 11. We try as much as we can, but that schedule really doesn't work, really didn't work, cannot work. So we approached the student and the parents. Obviously, we were very honest about it, and this is our problem, blah, 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 all that stuff. And basically, in that conversation, we try to encourage the students whether she and her parents were open to the idea that, okay, maybe if you want to change the module from, mathematics grade 9, oh no, mathematics grade 8 to grade 9, try a little bit harder to understand the material in grade 9, yeah, or higher module. After back and forth, I think a few times, the student and the parents agree. Yeah. Long story short, during the report card distribution, the student and parents said, I believe, said to the homeroom teacher, her homeroom teacher, saying that thank you for giving us this opportunity for us to learn more. Yeah. Because now the student understood that if she put some effort into her study, she can understand the material, even though it is in higher level. Yeah, that's good. The second biggest problem that we have is dealing with the school supervisor, pengawas sekolah. And the reason why we're saying this is because, once again, the government is very rigid. The government is very, I don't know how to put this, kaku. Yeah, they have this requirement that cannot be changed no matter what. And I'm quite disappointed because the way that they check the requirement for accreditation, whatever it is, yang penting ada. So if we can produce the document, they can just take it off. You just tick the box and everything will be fine. Well, we try to explain what happened with the changes from the traditional learning system to the modular learning system to the government to school supervisor, blah, 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 all that stuff. I don't think they understood until now. And we were really trying to ensure that they were informed every step of the way. Obviously, we need to work with the government. Until it reached a certain point where the pengawas sekolah said this. I still clearly remember this. He said this in front of me. All my vice principals said this. Okay, I don't fully understand what's happening, but based on your objective evaluation, did you think that this model system is going to help the students to have a better learning experience or not? And we say yes, because that's the whole point of the model learning system. He asked another question. Do you think that this model learning system will help the student to achieve their goal for the to achieve their goal in the future? And we said yes, definitely, because we have this belief that you cannot force the student to follow whether it's the school standard, the government standard when it comes to learning. Yeah. So based on the understanding, the school supervisor, okay, then I still don't understand it, but I will support you. I will support your school in changing to the modular system. And that's great. Yeah, that's very great. Up until now, we still give updates to the school supervisor, ensure that he is informed every step of the way. And so far, there is no problem with Dinas Pendidikan. Yeah. Number 4, principle number 4, crazy quill. So this is where we create partnership and connection with other parties. Now, one thing that I really like about this principle is to highlight the connection that we have with our students, the connection that we have with our parents. And since we rolling out the modular system from 2022, so this is the third year we are in the modular learning system. They give us so much feedback. They give us so much advice, inputs about, this modular system can be this, that. And that's how we improve the modular learning system. Yeah. Not only that, when they give us input, let's say, okay, I think one of the parents, I think not one, few of the parents said this to the school. Why does the school not have this, program for preparing students to go abroad, for example, and we actually have a program to prepare the student go abroad, but apparently it's not enough because now the students, now the parents want to have more option, especially in preparation of language. So some of the suggestions, like say, okay, why don't we expand? Now we have a program for different languages. And then why don't the school provide preparation for IELTS, for example? And based on that input, starting 2024-2025, we have what we call the enrichment program. So enrichment program is basically a program for preparing students to go to higher education. Inside the enrichment program, we have language like Japanese, Korean, French, and German. Not only that, we also have IELTS preparation. Yeah, so we cover the majority of the languages. Yeah, and the feedback so far has been very positive from the student. From this, yeah, we create partnership with IFI, Institut Francais Indonesia in Bandung, yeah, IFI. We create partnership with Universitas Katolik Parayangan, yeah, Unpar. We also created connection with one of the best IELTS preparation center in Bandung. And because of that, this crazy quote has given us a lot of opportunity, yeah, to explore our partnership and connection to people around us. Okay. Finally, the principle number 5 is pilot on the plane. Again, this principle encourages the entrepreneur to control things that we can control. Obviously, there are things that we can control and things that we cannot control. As a school, we believe that there are many things, correct. There are many things that we can control, and there are other things that we cannot control. So, for example, in the new administration, yeah, now the Minister of Education has split into 3. Minister of Education for, I don't know, lower education, I guess, SD, SMP, SMA, higher education, and research. I have no idea what's going to happen. They might reintroduce the Ujian Nasional, for example. But that's something that we cannot control. Something that we can control now is to prepare and refine the modular system. Yeah, we can try to predict, we can try to communicate, socialize the modular system to our parents, to our students, even to our teachers, to strengthen the understanding of modular system in Temasek Independent School. So I can see personally, subjectively, and I have discussed this with one of the academic director. Basically, we are preparing if the Ujian Nasional is implemented, reintroduced and re-implemented to the national curriculum, for example. And since if the Ujian Nasional is reintroduced and this will become, I don't know, one of the graduation requirement, for example, to go to university, this is something that we can prepare, something that we can control now. And that's what we are doing at the moment. Yeah, preparing all this scenario. Yeah. So I think based on that, that's my understanding about this principle. No, my understanding on the 5 principle of effectuation created by Sarah Saraswati. And hopefully this presentation can give you some understanding about the implementation of effectuation principle in Temasek Independent School, specifically in modular learning system. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.